As RWL race continues, ladies division action. The Yankee Rose, Georgia Washington, scheduled to compete against Rockin' Robin, accompanied by Jake the Snake Roberts.
The next match is scheduled for one fall with a 15-minute time limit. Approaching the ring accompanied by Kurt Angle from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, here is the Yankee Rose, Miss Georgia Washington.
Miss Georgia has been decidedly quiet since losing her bid for the Snarl Women's Championship to Liberty Belle Danielle Heathcote. But she is back tonight, all set to go against Rockin' Robin.
And let me tell you, Rockin' Robin, since she come back with Jake the Snake Roberts, straight to the top like a bull.
Rockin' Robin did really well in her small return matchups, and won her last one over at Snarl. And I think she's maybe gonna find herself just a little challenge with Miss Georgia here.
Is that right?
Oh, not through any great accomplishments by Georgia, of course. She's probably gonna have some help from Kurt Angle. People standing ringside, been playing fast and loose lately.
You know this, huh?
Her opponent accompanied by Jake the Snake Roberts from Charlotte, North Carolina, here's Rockin' Robin.
Well, now will you get a look at this? Rockin' Robin sporting a whole new attitude since winning her previous match at Snarl. All style, flair, and pizzazz is Rockin' Robin this evening. Set to go one-on-one against the Yankee Rose, Miss Georgia Washington, and Rockin' Robin certainly looks ready to go. That is for certain.
As for me, I'm all about the hype behind Rockin' Robin and her new all-technical moves philosophy. I want to see how real she's going to be about it while dealing with Georgia Washington and her BS. I want to see her in action for myself.
I like that she's not letting her brother Jake the Snake be a negative influence. I think that's kind of cool. Man, she really is all about it, ain't she?
Rockin' Robin, one of the last of a line of old-school stars dating back to the days of Lillian Ellison, the fabulous Moolah, but that's another story.
And it's one you can look up for yourself. You don't need us to tell it.
Rockin' Robin, it seems, has added a little pizzazz to her act. Let's see what Georgia Washington makes of this seasoned veteran. Walt Rothburn sounds the bell. They come center ring. They lock up collar and elbow. Georgia Washington pushes her, Rockin' Robin, into the ropes. The referee gonna have to break this up. Jake the Snake Roberts watching like a hawk. They lock up again. Rockin' Robin this time pushing Georgia Washington into the ropes. They clinch again. Walt Rothburn breaking up the clinch here. Clean break. Quick takedown by Rockin' Robin on Georgia Washington. Georgia back on her feet. Kick to the midsection. Georgia Washington sets it up. Falling neckbreaker on Rockin' Robin. Robin catches the kick. Turns it into a dragon screw. A kick to the chest from Rockin' Robin. Georgia Washington counters with a fireman's carry. Georgia Washington countered by Rockin' Robin. Rockin' Robin whipped to the ropes. Georgia's got her up. Quick counter and a kick to the leg from Rockin' Robin. Georgia Washington dashes out of the way quickly. Rounds up. Rockin' Robin has her up. Sets it up. There's the backbreaker. And stretching the spinal column of Rockin' Robin. Right in front of Kurt Angle, who'll be participating in action later this evening. Here we go. A shoulder right to the midsection. Rockin' Robin counters. Georgia Washington counters. Rockin' Robin counters again. Georgia Washington shoves her away. Gets out of the corner quickly. An elbow takes down Rockin' Robin. Rockin' Robin catches a chop to the chest, and another counters with a chop of her own, and a quick takedown of the leg of Georgia Washington. Georgia back on her feet again quickly. Up over the shoulders into the fireman's carry position. And flapjack face down into the canvas goes Rockin' Robin. Georgia Washington trying to rally the crowd here in Greensboro. Georgia Washington moves in. And here we go. Off the ropes, a stomp to the chest of Rockin' Robin. Robin counters with a kick to the head. Back on her feet. Georgia Washington counters the kick and turns it into a dragon screw, much to the delight of Kurt Angle. Georgia Washington rounds up Rockin' Robin, driving knees into the midsection. Georgia rounds up Rockin' Robin again, a chop across the chest, and a quick takedown, swing and a miss with the kick to the back. Rockin' Robin with a beautiful arm drag. Whoa, look at this. Rockin' Robin charged up here. Georgia Washington outside on the apron, hanging onto the ropes, makes her way back inside. Rockin' Robin locks her up immediately. Georgia shoves her away. Kick to the midsection from Georgia Washington. She sets up the neckbreaker drop again and executes it perfectly. Georgia Washington in control of Rockin' Robin. Robin up on her feet again. Whoa, what an arm drag. A quick hip up from Georgia Washington. These two ladies really putting it on this evening. Georgia Washington whips Robin to the ropes. Robin counters with an elbow and a drop kick that takes Georgia Washington down to the camp. Whoa, oh man. Would you get a look at Rockin' Robin here? Got Georgia Washington up. Back suplex. And Rockin' Robin goes for a cover. One. But only a one. Georgia Washington sits back up. Rockin' Robin doesn't see her coming. Here we go. Oh, double chop. And a whip into the corner. Rockin' Robin countered by Georgia Washington. Whoa, Georgia charges herself right into the corner. Counters her way out. A clothesline takes down Rockin' Robin. A second one takes her down again. Swing and a miss from Robin. A rebound off the ropes. Georgia Washington takes Rockin' Robin down. And Kurt Angle is psyched. Rockin' Robin counters. Look at this. Nice crucifix from Rockin' Robin. Robin drags Georgia Washington center ring. Now into an armbar. The referee checking Georgia Washington with knees to the back of the head of Rockin' Robin. She's got Robin up over the shoulders. But look at this. Oh my, whoa. Package driver. Man. And Rockin' Robin certainly crashed hard on that one. Georgia Washington follows her to the outside, catches an elbow from Rockin' Robin, driven into the ring steps. Rockin' Robin not giving Georgia Washington any breathing room, misses with the drop kick. Georgia counters with a kick. Rounds up Rockin' Robin and sends her flying towards the other side of the ring. On the outside as the referee counts. Georgia Washington catches a kick to the midsection. Rockin' Robin with a driving elbow takes her down. Georgia Washington quickly kicks back up on her feet, rolls Rockin' Robin back inside the ring. Wow, these two ladies absolutely just pouring it on here. Rockin' Robin counters, misses with the drop kick. Georgia Washington with an overhand right takes Rockin' Robin down to the canvas. Rockin' Robin in trouble here. Georgia Washington tries to gather her up, but Robin counters with a shot to the midsection. Misses again with a drop kick. Georgia Washington counters with a kick, an overhand right. Turns Rockin' Robin around, slams her down to the canvas by the back of her head. And Georgia Washington starting to show signs of fatigue here. Rockin' Robin comes out, comes back in for a reset. Countered by Georgia Washington. Georgia whipped to the far corner by Rockin' Robin. Robin moves up to the middle rope here. And whoa! My goodness, what a beautiful move right there. And there's a cover. 1, 2. I would have been convinced that would have been the end of it right there. That move looked like a match ender. Rockin' Robin certainly fired up here as she rounds up Georgia Washington. A clothesline takes her down. A second takes her down yet again. And a beautiful standing drop kick from Rockin' Robin to Georgia Washington. Georgia gathered up. Georgia Washington counters with an arm drag. How about this right here? Rockin' Robin whipped to the far corner. A kick to the chest. Down she goes. Quickly back up on her feet. Georgia Washington turns her around and sets up the modified abdominal stretch. involving her leg into the matter here. Stretching, Rockin' Robin. Referee checking Robin. But lo and behold, Rockin' Robin finds her way out of the hold. And arm drags Georgia Washington to the canvas. There's a kick that stuns Georgia Washington. Georgia counters with another kick. Misses with the chop block. Rockin' Robin connects with a kick to the chest. Rounds up Georgia Washington. And, fails to connect with the drop kick again. Connects with a right counter instead. And boom, what a hard right takes Georgia Washington down to the canvas. She is laid out. Rockin' Robin goes for the cover. 1, 2, 3. That is a wrap. Rockin' Robin defeats Georgia Washington by pinfall. Let's get the official time.
Here's the time, 7 minutes and 58 seconds. And your winner, Rockin' Robin.
She really is amazing, ain't she? Everything done completely by the book. The only move you could even look at wrong was that right hand at the very end where she laid out Georgia Washington. I really like Rockin' Robin's style.
She really is a breath of fresh air, huh? In this age of flippy-do acrobat high flyers and straight smash mouth brawlers, Rockin' Robin takes an everything old is new approach and totally slays it. Besides, I didn't mind seeing her stick it to the Yankee Rose either.
Georgia Washington takes a loss to Rockin' Robin, and we'll be back with more RWL Rage right after this.